Welcome back. You made it. You made it back for our second Tuesday, episode 2. If you haven't got a chance to go back and watch episode 1, I would. It kind of talks about how I wound up here and why I'm even doing this, the what and the why. So I would encourage you to go back and watch episode 1 if you haven't seen that yet. But today is episode 2, where we're going to answer the question, who does she think she is? Which is quite comical because I've heard that so many times in my life, mainly from my kids, if you want to get real about it. I'm kind of excited to take this next chunk of time to talk about kind of just who I am, so that you know what you're getting into. And I guess if you want to jump ship, you can jump ship, but no, I hope you don't. So, who am I? Who do I identify as in my life, as my legacy, as my personage? So, first and foremost, the first thing out the gate that I have to talk about is the fact that I'm a believer. I'm a believer in Jesus Christ, and don't let that turn you off, though. Please don't let that turn you off. If you've dealt with what you call the hypocritical Christians, or I've run from church because of people like bleh, I hope that you will see, if you'll just stick with me, just stay with me, you will see that that's not, number one, who Christ wants us as followers of Him to be. Number two, everybody messes up. Everybody is fallible. But number three, that's not who I am. I count it a privilege to be able to use this platform to convey Christ, but that's not the intent of this platform. So please understand, this is intended to be a safe space for anyone, for believers in Jesus, for non-believers, for people who think that the Bible is absolutely ridiculous and crazy. That's okay. There is zero judgment here. I'm just going to be me, no matter who is watching. So, but I do want to lay that one out there, as you will hear me talk through a lot of this about Christ or about God, big G God, just because I am a believer and I can look back and see all of the ways that I feel like I know He has protected me, He has held my hand, He has guided me, He has gotten me to this point. There'll be times throughout these episodes where you'll be like, oh, well, where is your God then? And that's okay. Those are questions that are absolutely okay. And we'll get into those when we get to those different moments. So that's who I am first and foremost. But I'm also a mother. So I was told at the age of 16 that I couldn't have children. And I'll have a whole episode on that and kind of everything that engulfed and included, and how did you wind up with 2 really kick awesome kids? I'll get into that, but I was told I couldn't have children. And so the idea of being a mother was absolutely foreign to me. I did not have a good situation with my birth mother growing up, and I'll get into all of that. She's not a part of my life right now, which is really sad. I love her. I will always love her, and we'll get into that. But being a mother terrified me. It absolutely terrified me. When there did become an opportunity for me to have children, I wound up with 4 miscarriages. So we'll unpack all that. Let's just talk about that when we get there. But a lot of the things that I will work through and talk through are through the lens of being a mother. And so don't let Don't let that deter you. If you're like, well, I don't have kids, nothing she's going to say is going to apply to me. Absolutely it will. I actually used it in work just yesterday, and one of my clients said, she said, it's funny that you were able to use an application that you would use with your children on what we're doing here at work. I didn't intend it to be that way, but it did. So please don't let that deter you. Let's just talk. Let's just get real on some of this stuff. But I'm not going to sit there. I'm not a mommy blogger. I'm not going to be sitting here talking about, oh, my babies, they're just so precious, and you should only do this with your kids. No, that's not what this is about. If that's what you came here for, it's not going to be that. But I do talk a lot through the lens of being a mother. Probably one of the big lenses I'll use is who I am as a daughter. I'm an only child. I'm sure you've figured that out by now. I'm an only child who, my parents divorced when I was 3, and I have an amazing stepmom, amazing stepdad, but a lot of my story and the episodes we're going to go through are through that lens. And I need you guys to know, before we get into that, I'm okay. I am okay with that. I am truly, genuinely safe and secure in all the things that I'm going to talk about in my capacity as daughter. So we'll get into that. Friend, a bulk of what we're going to walk through in these episodes are through the lens of friendship. I think, and you guys probably know, I'm a huge extrovert. I am not one of those introverted extroverts or extroverted introverts or whatever that. Girl, I am 1000% extrovert. It drives my friends and family insane, but that's okay. That's why they love me, right? That's why they keep me by their side, because I can do all the extroverty things and they can just watch. I have one friend that she's like, I'll just sit and watch. She literally has said that to me 1,000 times. I'll just enjoy life watching you. So, but that can get exhausting too. Being an extrovert can get exhausting as well. So we'll do a lot through that lens of, how to be a friend, how to not be a friend. I think we've all learned the hard way. There's a lot of cliches out there like, oh my gosh, be the girl that adjusts her crown. Don't be the girl that adjusts her crown and then turn around and think, I hope she trips on her dress. Like, oh, there are so many things about friendship. I have hung my hat on that through youth groups, through college groups, through women. Like, so many of us don't know what it means to be a friend in our crazy, mean, me-centered society. And so we're just going to talk about that. We're going to unpack a lot of that. A lot of what I'm going to talk about is through the lens of being divorced. I understand that may shut down some of you. That may shut down because you're thinking, well, what right does she have to tell us anything? She is divorced. I think there's a lot that can be learned through what I walked through in my divorce. The shame that tried to creep in alone is a really good lens for us to get to walk through. The shame from church people, the shame from people who loved me. And when this was all out of my control, the divorce was out of my control. So, but there's a lot. I mean, a missionary, an encourager, like there's a lot more to it, but these are the main lenses a lot of this will be walked through. So I just wanted to put that out there. I know we talked about some of these episodes last time. Boldness, slingshots. We're going to talk about slingshots. Why? You'll see. Those are absolutely fun. Shame, self-care. I talked about gaslighting and narcissism. Boldness. Oh my goodness. I want to make that 45 episodes because I'm all about being bold. Now, not being conceited and not being a heifer, but being bold. We're called to be bold. Yeah, so I hope this kind of gives you a little bit of a frame for where some of these are going. I know this is a little bit shorter episode, but I hope I'll see you back next week. Like and subscribe so that you can know all the things as they come on. But next week's episode is called Here I Raise an Ebenezer, and it's probably one of the sweetest ones for me just because it goes all the way back to that 2010 Women's Conference. So I will see you next Tuesday. Have a good week.